With any trip, we put a big emphasis on staying organized and being prepared. Sure, traveling by car is more relaxed than traveling by plane with one carry-on bag. Still, minimalist packing goes a long way in terms of ease, organization, and most importantly, enjoying the journey. I'm Tom from Pack Hacker, your guide to better gear. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and ringing that bell icon for notifications. We have test driven all the tips and gear in this video on many road trips, including a recent hiking trip I took to the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina. When it comes to car travel, it can be tempting to jump right in and hit the road. But trust me, these tips will help your road trip run a lot more smoothly. This video is sponsored by Backcountry, and they're giving you 15% off your first order over at backcountry.com, but more on this later. And remember, some of the best tips come from you, the Pack Hacker community, right here on YouTube. These are some of our favorite tips from our last packing tips video, so be sure to leave your favorite road trip tip down in the comments below and thumbs up your favorites. Let's get into the video. Road tripping is even better with a bit of planning. First, try to leave early enough so that you reach your destination before the sun goes down. It's easier to unpack without a flashlight, and you can get to know your surroundings if it's still light out. Plus, you can start the next day fresh with everything already unpacked and sorted. This is much easier to achieve if you don't waste time before you leave. If you're able to, try packing your car the day before so you can hop in and hit the road. It's amazing how quickly 5 minutes can turn into 15 or an hour with all of the last minute tasks you need to do before you leave. Digital music, audiobooks, and podcasts are so minimalist they won't take up any room in your car. We'd recommend downloading everything locally to your phone before you leave to prevent any type of interruption due to reception. Speaking of audiobooks, one time Nathan sat in his car for an extra 30 minutes just to finish it. Any tactic that makes you want to spend more time in a car is a win in our books. Downloading map data locally to your phone is another good idea to mitigate any issues with reception. We can also set different stops along the way to keep the route organized and make sure you don't miss any must-sees. Be aware of unpopulated areas along the way. In rural areas, gas stations can be few and far between. It's best to know this so you can fill up before your tank drops to E. It's a good idea to have a roadside assistance number handy as well, in case anything goes wrong on your journey. Of course, with all this, going with the flow is okay too, but a little bit of preparation goes a long way. While driving, it is great to have a bag near you that holds all of your on-the-road essentials. Our team loves using slings, but a tote or a day pack works well too. There's enough segmentation to know where everything is at, and it prevents you from needing to play that game where you're trying to get stuff out of your pockets while simultaneously not trying to drop anything underneath the car seats. Here are some examples of what to pack. Extra cash for tolls if you don't have an electronic pass, or for parking garages or gas stations that don't have a functioning card reader. A snack if you get hungry and you don't want to stop to purchase one or pull over to dig around. Chapstick, because chapped lips become magnified while staring into an endless horizon on the road. Gum, which gives your mouth something to do while driving. ID, in case you get pulled over. Plus, anything you need while stopping for gas or food. Credit card to stop and get gas with, which hopefully gives you extra reward points for fuel. A phone to make any calls or check your route, so long as it's not already mounted on your dash for navigation. So try a road bag for your next road trip. We even use them on everyday car journeys. All the gear mentioned in this video has been road trip tested by us and is available over at backcountry.com, the sponsor of today's video. Backcountry has your gear needs covered for anything along the route, as well as any activities you'll be doing upon your arrival. Whether it's camping, hiking, climbing, yoga, snowboarding, skiing, or something else entirely, they've got the gear for the occasion. If you have any questions, you can chat with their gearheads, a group made up of former Olympians, athletes, and guides with a ton of real-world adventure experience. Through this experience, it is safe to say they know a thing or two about picking gear. Plus, they're available 24/7. So hit them up if you're trying to narrow down your choices for that perfect road trip cooler, have questions on hiking gear, whether it's your first or 100th hike, or just have questions about an existing order. With all this said, we are partnering with Backcountry to make your road trip smoother, including any activities you have planned at your destination. Use the code down in the description below, PackHacker15, to get 15% off your first order over at backcountry.com. Some exclusions may apply. That's 15% off a bunch of brands including Patagonia, Mystery Ranch, Osprey, Yeti, Hydro Flask, and more. Your center console is a great place to put items that you don't want to put into your road bag, and you can leave in the car after you exit. Place everything consistently so you won't need to fiddle around while driving. We recommend keeping a couple of spots open to place any items you pick up along the way, like spare change, essential receipts, or snacks. Try to throw away trash and food wrappers each time you stop to keep the space clear. It'll prevent bad smells from lingering around the car and seeping into your clothing. Keeping water in cup holder number 1 and your sunglasses or glasses case and snack in cup holder 2 will help you stay organized. Hydration on the road is vital to stay focused while driving. So make sure that your tumbler or water bottle can fit easily into a cup holder. For example, this 18-ounce Yeti Rambler. As mentioned previously, we dig using slings as road bags in the front of the car. But what about other bags? On a recent road trip to the Smoky Mountains, I brought along the Mystery Ranch In-N-Out Packable Day Pack inside of a larger bag. When needed, I unraveled it and packed it up with essential gear for day hikes. This allowed me to have one less bag in the car, which was easier to manage and well worth it in my opinion. As a tip, keeping packing cubes, pouches, and other structured items inside can help these types of bags retain their shape. Large duffels enable you to fill them up with tons of gear before popping them into the trunk of a car. These cavernous kitchen sink duffels can hold a ton of gear, whether it's the clothing that you have, any adventure gear you need on your arrival, or gear for camping or cooking. Totes like the Osprey Ultralight Stuff Tote are excellent for groceries or extra items you pick up along the way. The unstructured, casual layout of these bags is great for road trips where 100% precise packing isn't necessary like it is for air travel. Plus, get groceries with them to prevent using paper and plastic grocery bags. They're easy to stash away when not in use too. It can be tempting to dump everything into a trunk, but organizing and compartmentalizing gear into separate bags makes everything much smoother. We like to categorize gear to make things easier, so category 1 goes in your back seat. You may need these items while on the road, like extra food, clothing, or layers to keep yourself warm, or to change into if you spill something on yourself. Side note on spills, keep a stash of napkins or wet wipes in the glove box. You'll thank us later. For the items in your back seat, your passenger can grab them for you, or you can pull over and get quick access to them. Category 2 items go in your trunk. These are the things that you won't need until you reach your destination, but you can still grab them if you stop. The bulk of your clothing, camp chairs, sleeping bags, adventure gear, and other items like this can stow away in your trunk. Keeping everything tidy and organized will make it faster to unpack when you reach your destination. It'll prevent it from rolling around while you're on the road and just provide a cleaner vibe overall. The best clothing will be comfortable while you're driving and versatile when you reach your destination. Generally, we look for clothing with a stretchy or non-existent waistband. Sweatpants are great if you're going to be doing a lot of lounging, but they don't look or perform the best. I'm a big fan of the Duwear no sweat joggers for casual daily wear. As a bonus, the cuffs are elasticated, keeping excess fabric from getting in the way while working the pedals. Yoga pants, tights, dresses, or pants with a lot of elastane or spandex in them work well here too. Stretchy clothing enables you to get out of the car and comfortably stretch at stops, a welcome relief from all the sitting road trips can bring. We're big fans of merino wool for any type of travel. Road trips are no exception. You can wear pieces multiple times between washes and ultimately pack less clothing. Sunglasses can add UV protection and prevent eye strain for hours on the road. Polarized lenses go the extra mile by reducing glare from bright and reflective surfaces. For example, wet roads, mirrors, and oncoming headlights. Keeping passengers comfortable will benefit the driver too. Make sure passengers have separate headphones or earplugs if they don't want to hear what the driver is listening to. Ensure everyone, including yourself, has a couple of layering options to prevent battles over the car's temperature. Even in a small car, the temperature can vary based on where you're sitting. If you're sitting in the sun, you're going to heat up a lot faster than your companion. Mid-layers, like the Patagonia Better sweater, are great here. It's comfortable, soft, and great to use on your arrival. Another excellent option for a passenger is the Rumpel Nanoloft Puffy Blanket. You can use this when you reach your destination as well, plus it's packable and compressible and saves on space. Sleeping in the car is about 100 times easier with a pillow. Any standard pillow will do, but if you want to save on space and reuse some of your gear, you can use a packable jacket or a packing cube. Space saving at its finest. On that same sleeping note, a buff can be a great item to use as an eye mask to block out the light while on the road. I've had my merino wool buff from the company Buff for over 6 years and counting, and it's still going strong. For some, snacks and drinks can be one of the most exciting parts about a road trip, or at the very least, sustain drivers throughout the day. Eating too much fast food is unhealthy and can leave your car with lingering smells. Packing your food is healthier and it saves money. If you want more detail on food preparation and cooking for the road, make sure to check out our road trip guide and road trip packing list. Link down in the description below. Generally, we are fans of packing snacks that don't generate waste. Bananas, oranges, and shelled nuts are great to eat, but the excess waste is a pain to manage. Some of our favorite sustaining, no-nonsense foods include trail mix, nuts, jerky, grapes, dehydrated fruit, and coffee. Yes, lots of coffee. When it comes to food storage, we like soft-sided coolers. They tend to take up less room than hard-sided coolers and squish into nooks and crannies. Dedicated, reusable food containers like the Hydro Flask Food Flask are an earth-friendly option for bulk foods. Plus, they prevent softer foods like berries from being crushed, and they're insulated, keeping hot foods hot and cold foods cold. So there you have it, tips to make any road trip better. If you haven't already, leave your best road trip tip down in the comments below and thumbs up your favorites as well. Make sure to head over to backcountry.com and use that promo code down in the description, PackHacker15, for 15% off your first purchase. Thanks for keeping it here at Packhacker, your guide to better gear. We'll see you in the next video.